Thank you for tuning in to Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Greeno. This is my buddy, Dan G.
What's up, Pat?
Hey, Dan, how's it going?
No, it's been all right.
Nice. What'd you bring for us today?
So you and I have talked about this in the past, but I don't think we've talked about it on your show.
Okay.
And this was something I wrote about on my website in my bargain bin finds. It was 2000 Fleer Mystique.
Sure.
Seismic Activity Derek Jeter card.
All right.
So you know those are pretty hard pull to begin with, but this is the Richter 100 variation, which has the serial numbering to 100.
Good.
Which you know are a really tough pull.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did some research and was looking into the set, and you know the Seismic Activity, the regular ones, they were 1 in 40 packs, which extended to 10 cards in the set.
Right.
So, you know, if you kind of did the math, you know, if pulling any one player, you're looking at 3.5 cases, right? Which I think they were 6-box cases. I can't remember for sure. But, you know, you think about it, 3 of the base variations per case. I don't know how frequent these were. You know, my brain wants to tell me maybe 1 per case, maybe 1 in every other
There's
case.
no
But there's no
stated
insertion ratio.
Gotcha.
So, but still, you know, a pretty rare find, and you know, found it in, you know, a box full of cards that you know were all half book, and someone had stickered this book price, which I think was like $20 or $24 or something.
How long ago was that?
I think I picked this up about 3 months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I was pretty pumped, and you know I kind of negotiated a little bit, and
Even beyond the discount?
beyond the discount, and you know I mean even if the guy had sold it to me for book price, I probably would have bought it.
Of course.
Right. But
why not?
Just one of those things where you know it goes into the collection, and you know I was thinking about it, and you know there's probably more than 100 Jeter collectors out there. You know, and I would be willing to bet that there's a lot of them that wish they owned this card.
So what you're saying is you'd probably get more than you paid for it to put up for auction.
Oh, I guarantee significantly more. But it's not going up for auction.
Right.
It's one of those cards that I really like. I think it's really cool, and it's
It
going
is
to go
really cool, man.
into the box of Jeter stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you've sold some Jeter stuff over the years,
Right.
and some stuff you've kept just because you like it.
Right.
I'm the same way with a lot of stuff myself, but this is one of those sets that you just don't see too often.
No, it really
Singles,
is rare.
parallels, you just don't see them. And you know, Fleer Mystique really had strong inserts.
Oh yeah, they were beautiful.
I mean, one of my favorites is Established.
Right.
And because of the like rainbow hollow foil background with like the Sapia player photo in the front,
Right.
serial number to 100, and red print. I mean, just so many things about that set really popped out at me.
Right.
Kind of speaks to me. And this particular card, you know, might fall in line with that, like, kind of like obscure but really interesting.
Oh yeah.
You know, something you don't see too frequently. I'm surprised I wasn't aware of it, but you know, because I follow Thomas, if he's not in a set, I'm not going to fall in that. So, because he wasn't in the set, I had no reason to look for it.
Right.
But I certainly like this era of card collecting and manufacture production. It just kind of speaks of this era, these kinds of parallels.
Right. I'll put the back real quick.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't have the McGuire Richter 100. I have the base Seismic Activity, but I don't have the McGuire. And somebody has it listed on eBay. You know, I think it's graded though, and they want quite a bit for it, more than I'm willing to pay. You know.
Sure.
But you know, these types of things, they're out there. There's deals to
They're
be
available.
found. You just have to kind of dig through boxes occasionally and find them. I mean, it's interesting because you know there's such a huge following of Jeter. You would think that something like this would not be sitting in a discount box, but
What I've realized is that not everybody is aware of value, and they don't
No.
have time to price based on market. And if they bought something for so low, anything with their pricing could be a profit.
right.
So they might have made money on the buy that you gave to them. So I understand that that piece of it from a transaction standpoint.
Well, not even so much the seller, just people going through the boxes, you know, and just shocked because I know I wasn't the first person to go through that box. Right.
Totally. So with this, there's a base version and then there's just the one-up parallel.
The
of
one-up
it.
parallel, yeah.
And this is that one-up parallel. Man, really cool stuff. Man, those are so rad. And this is, gosh, that's so cool. I really dig that a lot. Mystique was great. Oh yeah, the serial number's in the bottom.
Yeah, bottom right.
Yeah. Man, those are nice. Love it. What a cool card. And he's using our fitted top loader bags.
Sure. Yeah.
If you haven't tried them out yet, I encourage you to do so. These are really great. I love the product myself. And so, anyway, good stuff. This is the, what is it, 99?
2000.
2000 Fleer Mystique. Seismic Activity Richter 100 Derek Jeter.
Correct.
Really nice stuff, man. So the base, is it a different color background?
It's orange, yeah. So it's got an orange background. It's still that metallic-y hollow foil look. It's a really cool card.
Totally.
You know, and like I said, I've got the McGuire in the vase. I just don't have the red Richter 100.
In time.
In time.
In time.
It'll show up eventually.
There you go, man. Yeah, so like 2000 was the year when some of that like 90s absorption was dropping off.
Mm-hmm.
And interest was dwindling too because online marketplaces were sort of popping up.
Right.
And so this is when the game use stuff was starting to really make a
yeah,
wave.
For sure.
And so these kind of like cool 90s themed parallels and inserts were kind of on their way out,
right.
I think, at the time. And we started to see less and less of them. 2001, there were still quite a few options, especially in the Donruss market, Leaf as well. But as the decade progressed, more of the stuff became harder to find in terms of what was produced by the manufacturers. This is, I think, a really nice kind of like a representation of the tail end of that that era. Mm-hmm. And this is an excellent example. Thanks for bringing it by.
Sure.
Really cool stuff, man.
Sure.
I brought a in 2000, Pacific had all the different versions of their products, the Paramount, the Crown Royal, Omega, Private Stock. Aurora was one of them too. And they had, I think, a couple at the end. I'm trying to remember now. Anyway, they had a bunch of pretty big horizontal offering of products.
Right.
And so we're going to be talking about 2000 Pacific Omega. This is the EO Portraits. Okay, and EO Portraits is pretty cool because you've got that that cutout hole punch that features the player portrait. I've always liked this set. They did it a couple of years, and I've always liked the concept of it.
Right.
This is the one of one Griffey.
Oh,
Griffey
wow.
featured as in a Reds uniform, and I guess it was kind of like not the full season of 2000. He was entered in the Reds uniform, I think, at some portion of the season in.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. But I just know I discovered a Pacific insert recently that was released in 2000 that features him in a Seattle Mariners outfit. And so it was always my understanding that anything from 2000 features him in a Reds outfit. But whatever the case, this is one of those cards that features him in a Reds outfit. And this is the one-of-one parallel. Interesting thing about these one-of-one parallels for EO Portraits for 2000 Omega is that the only difference between the one-of-one and the base is the one-of-one like hole punch stamp through.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Nothing else.
Because it's not a stamp, it's actually a punch.
Right,
I can
a punch
see through the one-of-one.
Right.
I can see stuff on the other side of the room through it. That's really kind of interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
But I just think it is even more interesting that they didn't put any additional design change, no embellishment to the one-of-one. It's just a hole punch one-of-one stamp.
That's crazy.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Pacific, huge fan. I just think that this particular move was a bit lazy, lackadaisical.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give me a one-of-one, maybe give me a foil coating or
the whole thing translucent.
Yeah,
or
do
something
for me. I just feel like this was one of those opportunities that may have been missed. I still love it. Still a fan. I still love this product. It's just before this was discovered, before I found this card, I'd always wanted to know what the EO Portraits one-of-ones look like. Mm-hmm. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, I guess it's just a hole punch through one-of-one.
Right.
Not a bad thing. This was acquired, I think, a year, maybe 2 years ago as a pretty low price bin, and I think I used my eBay bucks on it, so
okay.
I think I got it for even quite a bit less than I paid for it with the bin, and it was a bargain. And what I've noticed about the Griffey market is a lot of guys focus on the Seattle Mariners stuff with
Right.
Griffey. They don't. They tend to not as much appreciate the stuff which features him in the Cincinnati Reds outfit. I personally, as just a collector, and I've always loved Griffey myself, I don't really care any which way. I just, if it's a Griffey card, I appreciate it myself. Yeah. And this is one of those cards. Like, yeah, I'd love to have that. It's a 1 of 1. Yeah. Kind of cool.
So, being a McGuire collector, I'm in that situation where you've got the A's and you got the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I prefer his A's.
Sure.
But you know what? I still love the Cardinals.
Totally.
So.
And with Frank Thomas, like, I always prefer him in a White Sox uniform, but I don't care if he's with the A's or the Blue Jays. Like, if it's a card I need and it's affordable, and, why not? You know? And so this is one of those instances where, as a collector myself, I tend not to focus or have the kind of parameters about they have to be an X, Y, Z uniform. I just appreciate the card for what it is. But everybody kind of has their own thing. And you got to, whatever your thing is, there's no wrong answer. There's just your answer, and that's the right answer, whatever your answer is. And so if you pursue whatever your collecting goals are, just, embrace them, whatever they are. If it's Griffey and Seattle Mariners uniform, embrace that. Just collect that. If there's, Frank Thomas in a White Sox uniform, embrace that. If it's McGuire in an A's uniform, embrace that, and just kind of go with what works for you. But going back to it, I really like this card, regardless of the fact that the only add and the only change was the perforation, the hole punch through 1 of 1 stamp. Kind of cool. I don't look for these. I haven't seen another one like this, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. But I've always liked the EO portrait set regardless. And in fact, if you think about it, the 1 of 1 hole punch stamp is in alignment with the design because the EO portrait was the same concept.
Punched through.
Punched through. Cool stuff, though. I just wanted to share this. Dan, you have any thoughts?
No, I just think it's really interesting. I've never seen anything like that.
You haven't?
No. I didn't even know that they had 1 of 1s out of that set. So I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah, man. And
then it's punched through and it's clean. There's no
clean.
Jagged edges or anything.
No.
It's it's really interesting.
That's cool. So there you have it. This is the 2000 Pacific Omega EO Portraits 1 of 1 Ken Griffey Jr. Any final thoughts, Dan?
Just everyone who's going to the National this week, have fun.
Oh yeah, if you're going to the National, have fun, be safe. I hope that you enjoy yourself immensely and are able to find some things to add to your collection.
Yeah, I won't be seeing you this year, but next year, yeah.
There you go. Dan's commitment.
2019.
There you go. Thanks for tuning in to Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Greeno. Thank you, Dan, for joining us.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Of course. And until next time, enjoy collecting.
Take care.
If you like this content, please subscribe. Thank you. Enjoy collecting.